Oh, how the mighty have fallen. By the looks of Disclosure Day, no one would be able to guess that much of the modern mythos around aliens, adventure, and sci-fi movies as a whole was created by Steven Spielberg. And it isn't because the movie is riddled with content issues that you wouldn't know that, but rather because it's just so lukewarm, you want to vomit it out of your mouth, to use biblical terms. I'll explain more in detail, but when our heroes are bested so easily, it's kind of sad. So let's put this puppy down as quick and as painlessly as possible. Families should know that the F word is used once and almost uttered a second time. The S word 7 times, God's name is misused 30 times, paired with damn once, hell is used 8 times. Now that tells you if the movie is suitable for kids because of its cleanness, but now on to what this movie teaches. And based upon that alone, you may want to skip this one for your kids, but also for yourself. It pains me to say it, but Disclosure Day should have signed an NDA. And if it had, it would have been better for your pocketbook if you saw this movie and for Spielberg's career. After all, Steven promised us that this film is so profound that it might even challenge the whole concept of faith.
There's a great deal in this movie about faith.
Yes, a lot of it, because that's what it would shake up.
A statement that would make me think he doesn't even understand the genre of alien films, even though he's the guy that created Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And we'll get into what that genre is exactly, but first, let's get this over with. Daniel Kellner is a cybersecurity expert and a tech nerd on a mission to tell the world that aliens exist amid a global war with Russia and North Korea. He's on the run because he stole 2 crystals that some online have been referring to using certain male anatomy. Now, this is a family show, so we'll stick to the name. Well, we'll just call it the Space Shaft. These space shafts and the documents he took from a company called Wardex will disclose to the world that aliens truly do exist. And true to life, this bureaucratic organization apparently can't even tie its own shoes because it is totally powerless to stop a guy equipped with 2-factor authentication on passwords. I mean, honestly, they couldn't even so much as give him a gun, but his driving skills and determination are apparently just what the doctor ordered because he goes on the lam, and at every turn, or gratuitous chase scene, he evades these government hacks. Which is where I have to insert my 2 cents on the existence of aliens and the government's ability to cover this up for so long. The government stinks at everything, but by all means, believe if you wish that the government has done one thing incredibly well, and that's to cover up the existence of aliens for decades. For evidence of just how ridiculous that claim is, I would like to refer you to the most explosive evidence dump on UFOs in recent history, which amounted to, well, you know.
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
But Daniel's skill or lack thereof aside, he goes on the lam and connects with the main character played by Emily Blunt, who is a TV meteorologist and has superpowers that were released by a bird.
You serious?
This is where Blunt's character Margaret and Daniel have a mysterious connection, given Daniel's uncanny ability to contemplate hard math problems and turn them into language, and Emily's ability to speak alien and empathize with people's emotions. When they finally meet, the audience has already likely guessed one of the biggest plot mysteries of the whole film, that both were abducted by aliens when they were kids, so they could one day disclose the existence of these aliens to the world that is being torn apart by World War III. This is where I have to posit a major plot point. Daniel has a super analytical gift and Margaret a super empathetic one. See where this is going? Men are rational. Women are emotional, especially during a certain period of every single month. Now, I have to admit that I'm not sure Spielberg was intending to send this message in the film, but nonetheless, I have to give him credit for the cojones of this message. Reminding the world that the gender binary actually does exist is hardly a new revelation, but does fly in the face of a certain community.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Margaret and Daniel, using their superpowers and with the help of Hugo, a former Wardex agent, finally get the info they need and distance from Wardex to dump everything on the internet. But Hugo stops them, insisting that the best way to release the info and I kid you not. They want to release this on cable news. Now, I just have a slight problem with this, given that if there's one way to make sure no one sees the info, it's to release it on MSNBC.
You are fake news.
With all of their truth-telling about a certain pandemic and its origins and those fiery but mostly peaceful race riots, people have all but forgotten that broadcast media even exists. But apparently social media is too hip for Spielberg, so Margaret and Daniel go on the run again to release the info boomer style in the hopes that everyone is watching cable news on their phones. When they finally arrive at the station, Hugo rolls out an alien who whispers into Daniel's ear, who then tells Margaret the message, who only says, "Listen." And that's where the movie ends. And that's the disclosure we get. That's the faith-shaking message that is sure to challenge all of our preconceived notions?
No.
So here's the sum total. While I'm all for Michael Knowles' crusade,
transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely.
the unintended based message that women and men are different is not enough to save this movie. Even if you take exception to that simplistic framing about one sex being more analytical than the other, it doesn't matter because Spielberg's message is totally different than that and frankly more elementary and wrong. The whole movie seems to be centered on the idea that if we can just learn to empathize and communicate, we can stop all wars and bring peace back to the world. Man, apparently Spielberg has forgotten about the sworn enemy of the Jews and the Christian. Let's just put it this way. There's a certain segment of society that really isn't all that into Aristotelian reason, and instead they prey upon those noble virtues. We live in a fallen world, and a boomer drum circle won't change that any more than empathy and heartfelt discussion. Wars are sad and unfortunate, but need to be fought because evil exists, and pretending it doesn't helps no one. This lack of weight follows the movie in the biggest issue I had with this film. Alien movies are supposed to be about remystifying life. In an age of fake AI slop, we need a reason to remember that our fake and bland world isn't all there is to life. There's more to it. And there's more than the material world in what you see, and yes, more than empathy and discourse. In this way, alien movies were never really about aliens in the same way that dinosaur movies aren't about cool dinosaurs. You would think Spielberg knows that based upon the fact that he created Jurassic Park. And the idea that messing with nature comes with consequences is actually profound and deep and challenging for the aforementioned non-binary community.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
In alien movies, we should be forced to wonder if something outside of us is needed to save us. That wasn't on display at all in this movie, so I'll save you some money and some time. You can find that message in spades over at Indie Thinker Plus, where you can find the best faith-based content on the internet. All you need to do is go to indiethinker.org/support to sign up today. But for now, you can probably skip Disclosure Day. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, or to continue the fun, check out this other video YouTube seems to think you'll like. And if nothing else, go with God.